What's going on, Legion? As you're here, like always. Funny enough, I keep my ear to the ground a little bit when it comes to stuff coming out. And I did not know, I think it was announced 6 months ago even, that Cowboy Bebop, the live action movie, was being made. I didn't actually know that at all. It was something that I haven't seen any YouTuber react to, or any YouTube videos made on it, like at all. Now, unfortunately, this is a very short clip, so I'm going to try not to talk so much at the beginning. Unfortunately, when I was on the website that I go to find things to react to, it's really hot. My AC is not on. When I go to a specific website to get trailers to react to, the website I go to has a full freaking article and then the trailer, right? And sometimes it's a link to YouTube, sometimes it's just an embedded video. Now, when I clicked on, I bit my tongue. Could you actually see me biting my own tongue? Fuck, that hurt. It's the third time I've bitten something in the last 3 hours. So I originally was going through the website and I saw a dog that looked very familiar. And I saw a bowl the dog was kind of resting its head on. It said Ein. And I went, what? What is this? That doesn't look like a fake animated dog, or it's not an anime style. It could have been CGI or a real dog. It's a real animal, I'm assuming. But it looked very realistic if it wasn't real. And I click on it, and it says, Ein breaks the news about a live action Cowboy Bebop. Now, unfortunately, I wasn't recording when I found that, because you would have saw my face like, what? Like, I actually was speechless. Cowboy Bebop is, I know there's a lot of people that think it's overrated or it's not their thing. I saw it back when I was in high school, so it wasn't incredibly old for me. It was a little on the older side. I don't even remember. I think it came out in the late 90s, if that. It might have been, I don't actually know when it came out. And I actually have like that video about the voice actor talking about the whole process of making it and what it all meant, the English voice actor, I believe. And I haven't watched that yet, actually, but because it's like an hour, I think, or hour and a half. But I was like, dude, oh my God. Like, I love Cowboy Bebop. I remember when I was younger, for me, this was the trifecta just because I saw them all within the same month or two, which was Cowboy Bebop, Vash the Stampede, which is another classic. A lot of people like it. The third one is one that a lot of people haven't seen, but I think it's just as good, which was Outlaw Star. I can watch that now. I can watch Cowboy Bebop now, too. I've watched Trigun probably the most. A little bit more than Cowboy Bebop. Or at least I watched it the most in the past when I was in high school in my 20s. I'm over Vash. Like, I couldn't watch it again. I know everything about it. I know every word of the episode. So, Cowboy Bebop, excuse me, I've probably watched more over a longer span of time. And I think Outlaw Star is probably the one I've watched just separately overall just because I like it a lot. So let's just get the clip and we'll kind of maybe talk a little bit more. Let's go. Let's get into it, check it out, see what it's all about. Let's hope it's good. Oh, it's the dog's POV, okay. The music is probably some of the best in any anime, I'm telling you. That bluesy jazz. Oh yeah, okay, I thought it was a real dog. Oh, he was drinking, wasn't it?
Can we get him some coffee, please?
See, Space Cowboy? No fucking way they added that. Dude, that is just a little snippet of something. Should I keep it right there? I wish I was live. Or should we do like this was gonna be the original. Oh dude, this would be the perfect. Everybody would like. I think fans of Cowboy Bebop would recognize that, but they're also gonna recognize. What the hell? Where's it at? Hello?
Get him some.
Oh, there it is. I think that's just nicer to see. That's the end of every episode for the most part. Oh, that was a loud car. I mean, Ein's Ein, the emergency ration. And I think some people would maybe notice that. But see you, Space Cowboy. What was the last episode? It didn't say see you, Space Cowboy. It said like, oh, I don't actually have it on my computer anymore. It's on a disc somewhere. It said we'll meet again or something like that. I think. I'm sure somebody will say in the comments below. This was definitely, even though I love Outlaw Stars so much and Trigun's whatever, it's good. But yeah. When this anime ends, it's like, oh, dude, it's like saying goodbye to like your cousins that came out of town, or like a good friend that moved away and came back, and they're going back to their home. It's like, man, it's like saying goodbye, man. It's like saying goodbye to a friend or a family member. It really is. Because I get so invested in this anime. Like, tell me, you don't got to get into super crazy detail because I think we'll all know who it is or what the episode is. What's your favorite episode? There are a few that I probably can't remember off the top of my head. Some of the easier ones to remember is the fucking purple lobster gooey thing from the refrigerator. If you want to say the whole fight between Spike and Vicious, go for it. I think that's a little easy on the nose. Like the ending, the do 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 do. Like I have the soundtrack on my computer. Like, I think for me, my favorite episode, the one that makes me think, what would I do in that situation the most, is probably the boy that stopped aging because of the warp gate or the Stargate. It was a warp gate. The explosion, and he was never aging. The harmonica with Giraffe and stuff like that. That was probably one of my favorite episodes, mostly because that episode is the reason why harmonica is one of my favorite instruments to listen to. I remember watching Roseanne way back, the original Roseanne, and there was I think it was the biker guy, the woman, I forgot her. Oh, it wasn't Daphne. It was the one that always wore the leopard shit that worked at the meat thing that Roseanne owned. I think she was dating that kind of fat dude. Oh, no. It was the blonde girl. The blonde biker chick that was not a huge regular on the show after a while. Her husband, I think, was like a professional performer, like in a band, or he was on his own and he was a harmonica player. That was the first time I ever heard the harmonica, and I was like, dude, that's really fucking sick. And the next thing I saw was probably this. And this was in a whole new way of doing it. So, yeah, that was probably one of my favorites. Let me know what your favorite episode was. That was probably one of my favorites. I think anything with Valentine is just... Her story about her past, that was a good episode, too. Her past when she... I think it was another, like, were they warp gates or space gates? I can't remember what they were called. I forgot if it was another one of those explosions or like a meteor shower or like a colony, not a colony, but something in space, the mining in space. I forgot what it was, but something just obliterated her home. She was in that plane crash. That's what it was. She was in the plane crash when she was a little girl or something along those lines, or a teenager or something. And she lost all her memory, and I think her whole family died, and she went back and the house was, like, I think torn down, if I remember. Her whole story, although it's not, of course, even remotely relatable, because it was just a younger kind of woman, it gave me the same curiosity of, like, whatever happened to Amelia Earhart? Like, if I could ask any question, I think, maybe right underneath, what is the full, view of space, of all space that we have never even seen before, like, what is all that? Above that might be like, what's the meaning of life, or is there an afterlife, maybe? But third on the list, because it's my curiosity, it's just pinted real high on that, is whatever really happened to Amelia Earhart, and how did she die or go on, right? That's probably one of my, least, like, there's two cosmic questions, and then there's like that little one, but was it May Valentine, right? May. I haven't watched the show, and I haven't watched Cowboy Bebop in maybe 10 years, I think. The casino episode with the coin and the spacesuit and the coin flying in the air. It was the chip that had a chip in it, I think. That was a good episode. Every episode with Valentine was a good one to make you like, man, fuck that chick. It was just perfectly written to hate her. Bell peppers and beef, but no beef. I've been there actually. I've had similar food. I felt the struggle along with them. Yeah, there's a lot of good episodes. You can maybe list the name down below if you're that fucking knowledgeable, or you maybe give us a little description of these were my favorite things about Cowboy Bebop, if you want to. Those are just a few of the moments that I can remember off the top of my head. The earlier episodes are a little harder. I think they did like some kind of like the race, the trucker episode. The trucker episode is really good too. And that whole debacle, that was a good episode. Every episode was just fucking 10 out of 10, man. It really was. I don't really want to be pessimistic, although I am a glass half empty kind of guy. I don't really want to just talk about how this movie might be a disappointment. I don't know. I hope it's not like the Full Metal Alchemist movie. It looks like it's more of an American-made kind of thing instead of a Japanese studio-made. I was watching the Full Metal Alchemist thing, and I just... I stopped. I skimmed through it after I watched a little bit of it. I'm like, yeah. I might go back and see it depending on what they do with like the homunculus, but like... And I don't even think I ever watched... Oh, God, excuse me. I don't think I ever watched the Death Note one either. Just because it was like, whatever. My voice is going out. I hope this movie is in between the Dragon Ball and the like Full Metal Alchemist Death Note. What I mean is I hope it's the awesome writing of the Death Note, but with like the budget and the filmography, like the Hollywood touch, right? I mean, the Dragon Ball movie was just garbage anyways, right? It was just a shit movie because of everything about it. But it had the Hollywood touch, the way it looked, the way that it was shot. That was all, the special effects even, maybe, but you could tell for me, I don't watch a lot of like foreign film, so, and I'm not really the biggest fan of like a lot of foreign-based stuff because the filmography, something like that, whatever it's called, it's just really different from what I'm used to. And those movies, the Full Metal and the Death Note, were the same. They were just kind of whatever they were. And they looked just a little too different. Special effects and whatever was just kind of their thing. So I kind of hope we get like a medium of like the Hollywood touch, but with like the actual writing of something good. And I hope, you saw the guy, it's the Harold Kumar guy, I can't remember his name. He's in it. He was in the Star Trek movies, and he was really good in those movies as well. And so I have high hopes. I hope I'm not disappointed, but with that, I'm going to stop rambling. So if you listen to me ramble to the very end, I appreciate it. Thank you so much for that. And with that being said, I'm going to get out of here. So thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out. And I'll see whatever video I'm doing next. Later, guys.